Okay, we are going to start our Broad Fork Twin Peaks trail today. So far, the only warriors that are braving it today is me and Ray, of course, Die Hard Ray. So, we will be going up this trail, which we went up the beginning of this year, just to the beaver pond, and then from then, we'll take the beaver pond all the way to the top of the Twin Peaks. So, it's going to be a great fun hike, my favorite hike of all the hikes, and I'll explain that to you more when I get up to the top. Here's the bridge. Here's Ray. Get this really nice waterfall view from up here. Climb this hike. It's really, really steep just to this point. Then you get this nice little flat valley. What we're going to do is go up the ridge on top of those rocks, and then over there is where the beaver pond is, where we were on the second hike of the season, this was all covered in snow. We were only able to make it to the beaver pond, but now we're going to go to the beaver pond and beyond. Okay, we have made it to the flatter part on the top. This is where I kind of like to consider the hike beginning to Twin Peaks. We came up this section as our second hike of the season, was completely covered in snow, and we had a fun time. It only took just a little over 2 hours to get here. Here we approximately got up here in about an hour and a half without any snow blocking our way. The flowers are out, the sun's shining, it's a perfect day today. And I wanted to just show you from this valley, this is a view that you get when you climb here that not everybody gets, because you have to climb to this section to get it, but it's beautiful. Here is the Twin Peaks, the Dromedary Peak, and Sunrise. And we're going to be climbing up that snowy section, up through the valley, to the right, up to the Twins, right up there. It's seriously one of the greatest hikes in the state, so we're all excited here. This is why they call it the beaver pond. All the sticks just build up this dam and have formed this lake right here. I have yet to see a beaver in any form here. We're up to the more level area past the Twin Peaks, but as I'm walking, I just hear this rattle, and I look down, and this monstrous rattlesnake just went
3 feet long.
3 feet monstrous. Went down to the bushes. So now we're just treading very, very lightly, because you never know what's going to jump out. So, yay for wildlife. Now we're just about to the saddle, and it's this last section we have to climb up. And it's just straight up rocky. Not too bad. You can either go that way, which a couple hikers are going. We're going to go up and climb around this way. It's a lot more dangerous, but it's a lot quicker. And amazing views of the Dromedary Sunrise area. The saddle. This is Sunrise. This is Dromedary. And this is what we've made it up. It's not been bad at all. Over there is Pfeifferhorn. That's where we were 2 weeks ago with White Baldy. And so now we're just going to head up this rocky section, go up behind a little bit, and then we'll be up to the top of the Twin Peaks. So it's going to be from the Pfeifferhorn. Behind that is Timpanogos, White Baldy, Red Baldy. American Fork Twin Peaks is poking out behind there. And you can see the ski resort right there. We've got our Sunrise and Dromedary Peaks. From here we can now see Lake Blanche, clear down there. And behind it, it kind of blends in quite well, but this is Sundial. So, all we have left is to go up this rocky section. And here we are. This is Peak 1. That's Peak 2. we'll check in on Peak 2 in just a little bit later, but right now we are excited for a very well-deserved lunch and rest. We're now approximately 11,400 feet up in the air. We can look down on Great Salt Lake Valley, and South Valley, point of the mountain. Okay, now that we're rested on top of the peak, we've eaten, I'll just kind of talk a little bit about the significance of this peak for me. This mountain is the first mountain I've ever climbed on when I started to climb and decided I wanted to start climbing mountains. I did it because I just wanted to get out and do something crazy. Crazy enough, it was influenced by Tomb Raider video games. I wanted to go out and just do it because I'd played the game so much, so I wanted some adventure. And I realized that it just about killed me to get to the pond. And that's when I realized what kind of shape I was in and the things I needed to do. And I spent the next 2 years just looking at the top of this peak and just thinking, someday I'm going to make it to the top of that peak. And last year, I made it to the top of this peak, and it took a lot of work and dedication, but I did it, and I made it. And now it's kind of a significant hike because where it was my first hike, I'm going to be moving to Colorado, and this will be the last high significant peak I climb in Utah for quite a long time. So it's kind of ironic and strange that it was my first and it's my last, and which was unplanned. The move is a surprise, but that just opens up the whole next chapter of what trouble I'm going to get into in Colorado with all those 14ers. So we'll see what happens. Okay, down there is the view from the beaver pond, and, or, let me start over. God. Cut! Way down. We still have a long way to go. So we're tired, sleepy, but gotta press on. So we'll catch you down there ways. And crash. How was that for you?
I didn't put my shoes now. Pardon me.
Here's one last look at this section with the sun going down on us. How would you rate your experience with this hike?
Beat.
Beat.
I'm exhausted.
This one is a killer. It really is a killer. We made it down to the bottom. Ian. I keep doing this. My phone's off. What time is it? Okay, we just made it to the bottom. It did take 11 hours, and we are completely beaten hammered. So we're gonna take a very nice long break